Hey, I'm Roger, a regular guy with a hotline to spirit. Welcome back. The other day I'm walking with my friend and I can't say her name. I have to ask her if that's okay. I'll find out. But until then, she said to me, I don't understand what you mean by a hotline to spirit. I thought it was very clear. And she says, well, what is your experience? I understand you hear from spirit, but what is your experience exactly? And I was like, that's a great question, because it is a very unique experience. So I'm going to share with you in this episode what my experience is with spirit. See you in a bit. Okay, welcome back. So my experience with spirit is very full. And it's always evolving. So probably the most important thing, or the most specific thing, is I get to feel the information more than hear it. So I'm feeling what's being expressed, and it comes in different ways. For example, I had this woman, a lady came in for a session, and her mom came in. And I could feel, and her mom was in spirit. She had passed for some time. And I could feel that how this spirit, this person's mother, was in life and was as a soul expression, and how they were different. In other words, how in life that their relationship was not exactly rosy or loving, but in spirit, she loved her daughter more than anything in the world. So how do I communicate that to the person looking at me that did not have such a great time on the planet with her mother? And that's my job. And sometimes they don't want to hear about their mother, or their relative, or their loved one, that for them is not such a loving loved one. But I try to gradually walk them there to that possibility that their purpose in life, the person in front of me, of having that person for a mother, in this case, was to evolve in a way that, by having her as a mother, could only provide. In other words, no other soul was as perfect as that mother was for her. And that in truth, that person that was her mother loves her dearly. We don't have any language. And I get to feel it. And so when I have this experience with this interaction with spirit, most of it is feeling. Sometimes I'll get language. Very often I'll get words and language specifically. But a lot of it's feel. Like I get to feel the whole thing, and sometimes I can't even hold back from crying as that person in front of me is crying. Everyone is crying because they're just so full. You get to experience so much love, and it's incredible. So there's that. But another one that comes in is, as I said earlier, is the angelic realm. And that is so much love and so much, fullness, strength, power, force. And very often with a sense of humor. Archangel Raphael, he's very often touching my head here, and I want to scratch it, but I'm like, I don't want his hand. Do you want to knock his hand off my head? Don't do that to an archangel. No. But he's very playful. He's joyful. I mean, he's his name means, right? God who heals, or the healing hand of God, right? So Raphael of God, right? So that's about joy. Healing is about joy. Being healthy is about being in joy. And Raphael is joy. Smart, to say as attack is an understatement. Force, loving, and joyful. So I get to feel a tremendous amount from the archangels of their love. It's very much like holding a baby and you're loving the baby, right? But in this case, you're the one that's being held and loved by the archangels. I'm grateful. And they're always communicating incredible wisdoms and love to whoever comes by. Come by here. Star beings have come in for a while for me. And how they come in, and the same thing with the angelic realm. First of all, I see lights. That's how I experience spirit very often as well. I'll see lights. Matter of fact, if you were in my office, the wall, actually I'm in my office now, and we have this covered because it's daylight and it would be too much light, so you wouldn't see me, you would just see the light in my silhouette, so this is covered with the curtains. But the wall opposite me is completely blank, not because I don't have art. It's because I get to see lights as the person sits there. I get to see the lights around them. I get to see what's going on in their fields. And very often I'll see the angelic realm expression of lights. I'll see also extraterrestrials, light beings, all right? Remember, we prefer light beings. Expressing, guess what? Light. They are why? Because they are light beings. And I can tell the difference, who is what. I just am able to. I love that. And they've been around. I've been seeing light beings for a while. They can be very big. It could be very small. It could be a lot. I remember once waking up in my bedroom. I'm sitting there in my bed. I just woke up, and I'm just like this. All of a sudden, I look, and there's an orb about the size of a very large grapefruit that is blue. And I didn't know. I'm like, hello. No, that's not how it happens. I'm like, and I'm aware that this orb, there's an orb in my room. First of all, there's that. and I'm aware that it's looking at me. There's an intelligence to it. And I'm the one being observed. I think I'm observing it. No, I'm the one that's being looked at. And it's this incredible blue. And I'm watching it watch me. And then all of a sudden, after a very long 20 to 30 seconds, which seems really short, but 1,000, 1,000, just in, and it just moves to the right and just fades. And so that's how I see them. Not just as orbs, just as lights. Okay, the angelic realm, lights. Sometimes I'll see the atmosphere literally open up, and there's what I call a piercing, and there's an opening where heaven's light, that's what it is, comes forth, and it is so white. We don't have these colors, this value of color in our reality. It is so blinding white that this little pinhole size opening, this light seeps in, and I realize, oh, it's from that dimension. There's an expression of source saying hi. I could be watching TV with friends, and I'll look up and I see lights in the room. I don't say everybody stop, everybody look at the lights, put the movie on hold. No, I see it and I give thanks, and I continue doing the wonderful thing, being human with my friends and family. Why would I miss that? That's what I'm here for. That's what we're all here for. So I'll see them, the angelic realm, the light beings, as light. And light beings, it's interesting to me because there's a recognition for me with them. Same thing with the angelic realm, but right now I'm talking about light beings. And I remember once having this journey while I'm asleep, meeting up with light beings, like this galactic group. And as I approach them, I recognize I know them and they know me in a way that if you've worked with someone for a long, long time, it's like, good, you're here. And then we just got to business, whatever that was. But that's what it was like. It was a meeting to accomplish something. And then when I channel, and a light being, a being that is not from this universe, definitely not from this planet, and sometimes from this universe, but not this planet, will come in and I'll get their name, and I've heard of that name, and there's just this commonality. There's this even meeting of head and heart. The earth comes in. The earth is not just, this thing we walk on. The earth is alive, and it is divine, and the divine expression of the earth comes in, and it expresses itself, and it is very full, very powerful, and very loving, and very specific. All of these beings are very specific in what they say, and I get to feel it and express it. And the fairy kingdom will express, so I get to experience the fairy kingdom. Yes, they are real. There are many kingdoms that in the realm of spirit are alive. We just think this is it. This is not just it. This is just a small little cherry in the ocean compared to what reality is with spirit. And we are spirit. We need to remember that. We come into the body from spirit. We are spirit first in a physical vessel, having this wondrous experience in the physical body, and it is wondrous. We get to feel, taste, love, hug. One of the few places we get to in the universe, in the multiverse, to have this physical experience. It is amazing. As exquisite. We are exquisite. So the fairy kingdom, I remember once I was I was in my bathroom and I was shaving, right? And all of a sudden, as I'm shaving, I'm looking in the mirror, and there was a lot to contend with, because I had at the time a parrot named Gabriel, and Gabriel would always want to be in the bathroom with me on the mirror or on my shoulder, but I'd put him back on the mirror as I'm shaving. And all of a sudden, I'm shaving, all of a sudden I see this little light, this little orb go bloop. And again, and I just knew. I didn't think about it. I just get, it's not that I get told, it's a feeling of a knowing. I said, oh, it's a fairy. I didn't go, oh, it's a fairy. I just knew. And then they started to show up more and more as little, like those old-fashioned Christmas lights that flicker slow, So what I'm saying to you is, as I experience spirit, my experience is, my interaction, my hotline is about really a lot of feeling and seeing and hearing, and I share that with you. And I feel so privileged to get to have this very full experience of love, wisdom, and just sharing it with the world. I mean, very often people say to me, oh, I can't believe you're so great. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I feel I'm more of the cafeteria lady or man with a hairnet. I'm just serving it up. And it's quite a meal. So thank you so much. That's my experience and what I have that happens with spirit. So if you like this video, thumbs up. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you know the next time I release a video, it's there for you to watch. And there's something extraordinary. I finish with this. There's something extraordinary that happens when we put love forth in the world. Things happen. So go out and love somebody, anybody, and watch what happens. Thank you so much. Much love.
Ooh.